Alright, guys. So, around August, I think it was around August of last year, 2015, I had made a video of the new multi-port valve we had installed on the pool equipment, and I had talked about how the pool guy was using a sales tactic at me to try to get the multi-port valve replaced. And just to give you a little recap on that, what he was saying was the old multi-port valve was, in bad shape. It was, it was breaking apart. No, it was hard to turn. The spider gasket inside was completely broken, and the valve itself it needed to be replaced. It was at the time it was a 19-year-old valve. And it's been outside in the summer, winter, all year round. So it needed to be replaced. And I was talking to the guy about that, and he was saying something along the lines of how a new valve wouldn't work because Pentair, the company who makes the valve and the filter tank, had changed the size of the fittings that the valve fits into the tank, so you have to get a new tank. You have to get a new tank along with it. And right then and there, I was kind of skeptical about that because I just didn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? I tend to be a skeptical person with a lot of things, and this is one of the examples of that. Okay. Now, let's see. So I was like, let me research this. So I looked up part numbers, things like that. Okay, and then as it turns out, everyone kept saying the new valve would fit on an existing filter tank that we had. So our guy came, we cut the pipe, took it off, did all the stuff I told you about. And I fit it right on. It fit right on. Didn't snap too well. It fit right on just like that. Okay? And I was like, now, was that just a coincidence that the valve actually fit there? Or was this pool guy trying to lie to me to get this part to fit? Or, no, I'm sorry. So we would have to pay him to do the valve and the filter tank, because he says, "Oh, I'm more than willing to do it for you." But I'm like, right, and we're gonna have to pay you to do this. I don't think so. I'm gonna search my options first, okay? There is one thing that I absolutely hate, and I'm sure I speak for lots of people when I mention this, is that I despise being lied to. Okay, it's like, especially when it comes to something you got to pay for. Now, okay, I told Jay heard that story many times, as he's mentioned to me. I know I'm at fault for repeating a lot of stories. I do that a lot, but especially with one of my other friends, about when I went to a Hess gas station back in 2008 and the prices were really low. You get the idea. That's another story for another time. But one of the reasons why I can't stand salespeople is that, I understand they have to make money, and, in most cases, if they don't make money, they get fired, but I despise the ones who outright lie to you in order for them to make a buck. Okay? That is something I have no respect for whatsoever. None. And, if they try to, get deals to go through, that's okay. But when they just tell you something that is flat out not true, okay? You are not a salesperson. You are a con artist. And those are the types of people I cannot stand, okay? And there was something else about the pool equipment. I can't really remember what it was, but that's right, okay? It was back in 2015 when we had the whole repair project done. You remember I made videos on that. The guy was mentioning about how, if we one of the two people we got the estimates from, one guy was saying, you're going to have to do this to the drains, you're going to have to put a vacuum system, a vacuum release on the pump, something like that, you're going to have to change the pump out to go up to code, and I'm just like, this pool was built in 1996, okay? I know for a fact that what we're doing, well, 95 to 96, I know for a fact that what we're doing, we're not going outside of code, okay? And here's the best thing I mentioned, and Jay, you remember this too, okay? He was talking about how the single-speed pump we have, okay? It is really loud, and, you hear it all the time, and I'm like, first of all, in my opinion, Pentair pumps are quieter than Hayward pumps, okay? Hayward's the really big market around here. And he keeps talking about how this pump runs at its high speed. It's going to make noise all the time. It's going to do this, going to do that. And I'm like, look, buddy, there's 3 air conditioners right there. Okay, I really don't think the pump is the biggest source of noise that's coming from this area. And of course, he had no response to that because I'm not going to fall for tactics like that. Okay. And he's like, oh, okay, well, you know, and I'm like, I got him right there, because it's absolute BS. It's like, you know, you can clearly tell when they're trying to sell you stuff as opposed to stuff you actually need. As a matter of fact, I left this part out by accident. When he went there to get an estimate and show us what we had to do, I remember my mom asking him a question about what he is, what he's for, something along those lines. And right then and there he says, well, I'm in sales. Right then and there, red flag went up. I was like, oh my god, this guy is going to try to sell us stuff that we don't need. And sure enough, we didn't. Okay? Whenever I hear someone's in sales, I'm like, I told this to Jay, I'm a salesman's worst nightmare, because I am not going to fall for tactics like that. It is just not going to happen. I probably said that already, but I'm stressing the point here. And he's talking about how all this nonsense, that nonsense is like, you got to replace this, replace that, and it's like, no, you really don't have to. And like I said, it just infuriates me as to the lengths people would go to make money. Like I said, yes, some of them have to make money in order to keep their jobs, but there's got to be a boundary between trying to sell you something and flat out lying. Flat out lying is just doesn't work. It's BS, and I don't appreciate it one bit. That's one of the reasons why I like our HVAC/plumber guy. Okay, he always gives us, you know, fair pricing. If there's something he can fix over the phone, he'll do it. Doesn't charge you a penny. And the work he does holds up. He's worked on our kitchen sink, the multi-port valve, our air conditioners, the boiler, and every single time he does something, it could be years before something happens with it again. And those are the kind of people I like. The guys who are honest with their pricing, and you know, I'm not saying, you know, like they should work for free. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying, like, stuff costs money. That makes sense. That's how the economy works. Stuff costs money, okay? But there's got to be like I said, there's got to be some, like I said, boundary or line, whatever you want to call it, where they know not to cross, because that's going to cost them business. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work like that. Some people lie all the time. They make a lot of money, and it's like, it just sucks for the consumer. And like I said, this guy is really great. You know, he made all these repairs, and within fair pricing. Case in point, the drain pipe in the basement. Remember I made that video about how it broke open, got all this water damage and this and that? He wasn't in charge of the wall repair, the floor replacement, anything like that. All he did was fix the pipe. And then after the pipe was fixed, you know, we did everything we could. We ran the washing machine, we ran the ejector pump down there, and not a leak. Okay, now I don't want to get too far off the main topic here, but you just get the idea. It's a guy with good pricing, quality work, and who's honest. And that's the kind of person I look for. Okay? I cannot stand it when people try to be like con artists in order to make money. I am not a fan of that at all. And as a matter of fact, like I said, if any of you in sales are watching this video or who do tactics like that, take a look at this. Just take it as a warning when I'm involved. If you think that you're gonna get away with con artist tactics in order to make money when I'm around, not gonna happen, buddy. So just keep that in mind, okay? Guys, let me know what you think, okay? Do you have bad experiences with you know, salespeople like this? I mean, have you met honest ones? Have you met ones that are, you know, just, you could clearly tell they're trying to do what they can just to make up a bunch of BS so they can make money and give you, like, the worst thing possible? Maybe not the worst thing possible, but, like, you know, cost you a lot of money in the process? Let me know. I'd love to hear it. So that's my story. I've been trying to get on salespeople now for a long time, and hopefully it was some of it entertainment to you guys. So, like I always say, as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and take care.